Welcome to Savor the Story podcast, where books and snacks are life. That's Vanessa. I'm Nicole. Aha!
You switched
and welcome.
Hello.
Hello.
You always try to, whenever you try to change it, you always throw yourself off.
Well, I already threw myself off with the bat wings that you said
Right.
I'm not allowed to do, so I had to get that in one more time. And then, and that threw me off. And then in my brain, I went, can't forget to say, that's Vanessa.
Do you usually forget that?
No, but when I'm not allowed to say that, and this is Vanessa, it becomes like a mental anxiety point that I have to remember to say, that's Vanessa. So I might just start saying, that's Vanessa first.
Okay, fun. One of these days, we're not going to talk about the intro in the intro. I feel like this needs to stop. I'm annoyed with it, so everyone else is annoyed with it, I'm sure.
Okay, fine. I'm sorry.
It's not your fault. I'm the one who brought it up. So I'm annoyed with myself.
Someday we'll do the intro, so it's just a clip, like you were saying last week. And then we'll only talk about that 2 or 3 times, and then we'll be done.
Okay, great.
Until next season.
Okay, you're going to have to tell me when you have one that you like, and then we'll just use that one forever.
This week's.
Okay, great. All right, I'm going to go back and I'll find one that's a really good one, and then I'm just going to use that one forever.
Okay, I'll let you pick.
Okay, great.
Okay.
All right, well, I have some podcast news that I wanted to get out of the way first.
Do I know about this podcast news?
I mean, not really, but it's not really news for you to know. It's just something that I was like, I want to talk about this. I want to tell our listeners, and then we can move on.
Okay.
So, if you don't know already, every book that we read is linked in the description of the episode. Any book that we talk about, any book that we read, anything that whatever. If it's linkable, I put it in the description. So if there's ever a question, go in there. There's also links to our website in there. There's links to our socials in there. So if at any point you ever want to easily reach out to us while you're listening to the episode, it's all linked in there. Mm-hmm. And then also in the website, there is all of our favorites of every month are in there. All of our to be reads, our hopeful to be reads are all listed in there. I also have all of our upcoming bonus bites in there. So if you want to go look ahead and see what we have coming and you want to read them with us, then you can go look for that. Any of our upcoming buddy reads are in there. Basically, I just want to promote the shit out of us right now and say all of that is out there available to you should you want it. And it's all easily obtainable by clicking one of the links in the description of this episode.
That was pretty sneaky. Usually you do that at the end.
So that the stuff at the end is more just go see us. Thanks. Bye. And now I wanted to make sure everybody understood all of the stuff is out there. Go check it out. Go see what our favorite things are. Go see what our TBRs look like for the upcoming future, near future. Go look at some of all those things.
Yeah.
That's all. That's all I wanted.
Okay, so you're right. I did know all of that.
Yes.
Just not really.
Yes. You didn't know that I was going to tell everyone to go do it right now.
Yeah, I thought you were about to announce something that I didn't know about. We're about to have a third co-host. You're like, what?
Yes, I'm definitely going to do that live while we're recording.
Then I have to keep my cool. I'll be like, that's a great idea, Vanessa.
Yes. And now the podcast is over. No, I would never do that to you.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Well, that's
I don't have that power, so I would never do that either.
What do you mean you don't have that power?
Well, I don't do any of the editing, so if I was like, I'm going to bring a second person on, you would be like, and I edit them out.
Delete.
Exactly.
Yes, that's true. But we might have a guest at some point. Not a third host, but a guest might come in.
We can do a guest.
Yes. But yeah. Okay. That's all. I don't want to talk anymore. You tell me things.
Oh, okay. I don't have any things.
Okay.
I started my in-office work full time. Today was the first day. Mm-hmm. It's going to be great.
Mm-hmm. That's a delightful time.
Yes, I know a lot, yeah. Not going to get into it. I want to bring down whatever we're feeling right now.
Yes, you've already depressed me, and now I can't go on.
So, I will say, though, that I have been having the worst brain fog. And I don't know what it is. I can't remember words.
Hormonal?
I can't. Maybe.
Okay.
See, that's kind of what I thought, that it was probably hormonal, but, this is going on almost 3 or 4 days. So.
I would still say it could be that. I'm going to go with that.
How much longer do I have to live like this?
For the rest of your life. Welcome to middle age.
Yes, man. I can't. Yeah. Whatever. So
it's so frustrating. All the things that you start.
Front. Yeah. Because I'm definitely losing words.
Okay.
So.
I'll just start trying to feed you words.
Yes. We can that's the nice thing. I can just be like, pause, please.
Yes.
Yes. The word I was looking for was book.
Let's hope you don't forget the word book.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's fun. I don't really have anything. Well, I was going to tell you about how I had a very hard time picking my favorite May book. Because, one, I had 3 4-star, true 4-star books. And then I had a couple that I was going to round to 4 stars. So they kind of made it into the mix of my head. And so then when I'm sitting there looking at all of the books that I read in May, I was like, well, this one I feel like I should have rated higher, or this one I feel like I should have liked more than I did. And so then it starts creeping its way into the running. And then I had this is a very good problem to have, I suppose, but it's still a problem nonetheless.
Yeah, I was going to say, so you're telling me you had a banger of a May, and...
Yeah, I think I had a similar problem in April picking my favorite. It was April was kind of easy because I had 1 5-star, but before that 1 5-star came in, I was struggling. I was having the same problem. So,
yeah, you've really been hitting it out of the park the last couple months.
Well, I don't know if that's just because I've been in the big mood of reading, or if it's just been I don't know. They've just been vibing with me.
Right. Yeah.
And you're just not vibing with anything.
Well, I am, kind of. So.
Okay.
Sorry. I am trying the go back and read a favorite.
Okay.
And I'm really enjoying it. I love it. I really like this book. And I'm about halfway through, and I'm really sad that I know it's halfway over. So I should read slower, but also I don't want to.
No, huh? Do you feel like it's going to help you? Or do you feel like you're going to finish it and just be sad that you finished a favorite?
I think I'm going to be sad that I finished a favorite.
Oh, no.
But I've already decided that I'm just going to go back and read all of my favorites until I'm not angry.
Oh, okay. I can't wait. We're just going to have a whole bunch of really good reviews from you for the next few weeks, because it's going to be all of your favorites.
Yeah. But I'm also reading listening to a history book right now. That's pretty good. So,
okay.
Yeah, it's not all bad. It's just it's taking me longer than it should to find my next book. Whereas before I already had my next book picked out as I was finishing up a book. Now it's taking me 2 days to pick the next book. And I think that's what's really killing me, is once I get in the book, I'm fine. But it's taking me so long to this is the book I want to read.
Is it because you have too many to choose from, or is it because you're not vibing with any of them? When you read the description.
Yeah, I think it's the second one.
Okay.
The mood isn't right, or it's just not speaking to me. So I'm just like, eh. The book that I'm listening to right now is about animals. So
okay.
I'm gonna take it as a note from the universe that it doesn't want me to talk about this book yet. So you guys are just gonna have to be left with whatever comes out of the editing. I'm reading a book right now. It's a great book. That's all you get.
Okay, great. I don't know how I'm gonna edit this, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Good luck, everybody. Okay, well, since the universe does not want you to speak right now, I'm gonna tell you some things, okay?
All 71 of them?
All 71.
Okay.
Yeah. One, I wanted to tell you, you don't care about this, but I care about this.
All right.
This weekend, Netflix announced when Stranger Things was coming out, the new season, and I'm very excited. So for any of you Stranger Things watchers, if you haven't seen it already, we're going to get Volume 1 on November 26th. So that's what I will be doing for those however many days it takes me to watch whatever Volume 1 is.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
So what you're saying is it's going to be a light week for books.
Potentially. So, because they did not tell us, they only said Volume 1, and they gave us a date. They did not tell us how many episodes Volume 1 consists of. They didn't tell us how long those episodes will be. So, unknown. It might just be like one long episode and then I'm done. It's like watching a movie.
Nice.
So
that's true. I didn't think about that.
Yeah, so we'll see. I don't know how they're going to do it, but for any Stranger Things watchers, November 26th. We've only been waiting 2 years for this. So
I'm actually surprised they made another season.
Well, I think from the beginning they said it was going to be 5. Like the creators and whatever, they always said it was going to be 5 seasons. And so they knew it was going to happen. My guess is like the one reason why it took so long is because I think every episode is going to be like a little mini movie. I think they're all going to be like an hour, hour and a half.
Wow.
Well, an hour, like longer than an hour, I mean. So anyway, so I'm excited about that. So I wanted to share my joy.
Yes.
And my other thing I was going to tell you about before we talk about snacks is a mini Mr. Chatty corner.
Oh, okay.
And the reason why I say it's a mini Mr. Chatty corner is because he is only, like mildly involved. It's because I had a question and then I asked him to answer it for me. So this also leads into some news that I have for you.
Okay.
My news is, remember that 10-book series I said I wanted to read at the beginning of the year?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'm going to read it.
What? Why?
So I've been pushing it off because obviously it's 10 books and like long and I know I'm going to get sucked in. Well, I figured I would get sucked in. Then, so I started like over the last month, I've been like, all right, I think it's time. Like I need to jump into this thing. Finally, I need to do it. So I started like digging a little bit more, reading some more descriptions, reading some more whatever. And I started feeling like I'm afraid I'm not going to like it. And so I asked Mr. Chatty, is Jennifer L. Armentrout, the author of this series, more like Sarah J. Maas or more like Rebecca Yarros? Because one or the other will let me read it. And he said the short answer is she's more Sarah J. Maas. So I was going to give you some of the reasons why he said that. So any of the listeners, if you've read all 3 of these authors, or even just the 2 authors, Sarah J. Maas and Jennifer L. Armentrout, or JLA, do you compare them? Would you say that they are similar? Because Mr. Chatty says yes, and I need answers, because if she really is like SJM, I don't fucking want to read it. Mm-hmm. Right? So he says JLA writes a lot of romantasy with a lot of tropes, which fine, okay, whatever. Fated mates, hidden powers, chosen one energy, and broody love interest. None of that really makes me like not want to read it. Like, it's fine. Mm-hmm. He did say, though, that her writing can feel repetitive and heavy on inner monologue like SJM, and there's a lot of focus on describing how hot the love interest is and how many things he's clenching. That's what he said.
Gross.
So weird.
How many things does he have to clench?
Maybe like 2. Like your jaw and your butt.
Your thighs?
Oh, you could. Yes. That's it. Maybe he clenches them a lot.
Is clenching it's squinting.
That's squinting.
I'm trying to move down my body and see if I can clench different body parts.
Okay, great.
Because it's not clenching is it clenching your hands?
Fisting?
Clenching your fist? Oh, I don't want to do some fisting.
This is a different book.
There's a lot of things going on here.
I don't know. I don't know. He also says that she leans into more fan fiction feel side of romantasy, which I'm not into that. Okay. He says that if Sarah J. Maas and Book Talk had a baby that binged Netflix and said plot twist with a wink, it would be JLA.
Yeah, you don't need that.
I don't know exactly what that means, but it kind of sounds like I don't want to read it.
Mm-mm. Well, I mean, you had me at clenching.
Great.
Now I have the question, what does Mr. Chatty mean? Does he mean that there's multiple body parts of clenching, or is he just repeatedly clenching one thing?
I feel like Mr. Chatty probably saw a comment on the internet somewhere that this person complained about how much clenching was happening. And Mr. Chatty was like, we're latching on to that.
Yeah.
So, he also says that her fantasy worlds can be very high concept, but unevenly executed. So that also scares me. So I just need somebody who's read both of them to tell me if she's SJM. If she's SJM, then I know for sure I don't want to read this fucking book.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Even without knowing, you've already talked me out of it.
Okay, great. I'm not saying no yet. Like, I'm not officially no. But I'm definitely stepping back from, like, I absolutely want to read this series,
I wish you had the self-control to just read one book.
I know!
Because I really want to know what all this clenching is about. It's literally all I care about.
Maybe I'll work on it for you, okay?
Okay.
I'll try to go in with the expectation that I am allowed to walk away if book 1 is not my flavor. Okay. But it'll be I
don't think you'll be able to.
I know.
I think you'll at least get to 5.
Yeah, see, that's the thing is I feel like I will like them enough to keep going, but I won't love them, and then that's 10 books that I just like could have read something that I loved. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Maybe I should read it because I would be able to
trust you.
Yeah, but I could tell everybody about clenching.
No, I don't care about that.
I do.
But you would not be able to tell me if I would like it or not. No. Yeah. Basically, if you hated it, I would be like, okay, I need to read this.
That's not true. We both liked similar books.
Sometimes.
I know. I think it's actually just recently. I think this is all a me problem within the last 3 or 4 months. I don't think this is a us problem.
Okay. Okay, we're not going to claim it as an us problem yet.
All right.
Okay. I was just talking to Tim about that this weekend. I was like, I'm so sad that me and Nicole we're having book problems. It's hurting my feelings.
All right. Well,
no, it's okay.
I'll tell you the name of the book that I'm really enjoying, and you can read it, and then you can come back to me and tell me that you
2.5.
Exactly. And I'll go, what? And then you can be the mean one.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Yes, because you really have been shitting on all of my books lately.
Yes, but other people have been agreeing with you and not me. True. So that's another reason I know that it's a me problem.
All right, fair. I really do think I would like to get to the bottom of this at some point, but I really do think that you just like one thing happens and that person is now dead to you and you can't get past it for the rest of the book. Because I was thinking about something that you said in Lights Out.
Okay.
And you said that she said lizard brain a lot.
Yes, like 700 times.
I don't remember one. And so I was talking to Tim about that, and I was like, I think that like it happens for you where like, and then you latch onto it, and then like you just keep thinking about it and noticing or whatever. To me, it was like, oh, there's a story happening and they're falling in love and he's choking her. And I wasn't thinking anything else. Like, so I didn't register that at all. So I feel like that's probably a very small, like, example of probably what happens in books where you latch onto something and I'm just like, maybe this means that I am like, I'm stupid.
No, I don't think that's it. I think it's you're enjoying the story and the traveling it's taking you on, the places you're going, reading Rainbow, and I'm in the cave of pain.
Okay, that's
I am
fair.
the Gollum of books right now.
Okay. And so every single thing you're just like, oh my god, shut up. Okay, that's fair. Well, I need you to climb out and join me on the reading Rainbow.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, tell me about your snack.
Okay. Yeah. So the only reason I bring this up is because it was a massive fail on my part.
Oh no.
So I tried to make it's happening again. Words are hard. I wanted to say macaroons, but that's not what it is. Okay, so I tried to make truffles.
Okay.
And they're boozy truffles. So I was making them, and I think I know where I messed up. I think what happened was as I was pouring the booze into the pot of stuff, it overflowed the spoon, and it just into the pot, and I was like, I'm not redoing this. So I just continued to stir. I put it in the fridge, and they have not set.
Oh, no.
So where the truffles should be like little balls, they look like little flat, like they just deflated. Like somebody's basketball deflated out in the yard, and it's just like a little sad flat.
Did you taste it, though?
Yeah, I think they taste like garbage.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so not only did they not turn out, but they also don't taste good. So...
Oh, yeah. I'm sad for you.
Yes. So that's my sad.
Okay.
My sad snack this week.
All right.
But I don't really think I have like a good snack. I did have lunch with my sister and my mom, and I had key lime pie.
Okay.
Which I love key lime pie. So I think I'm gonna do key lime pies this week because so tasty.
You don't want to use your ruined truffles as your rating?
My sad flat truffles. All right, I will rate in sad flat truffles.
Thank you. But at least we all know that you still had a good snack this week.
Yes, it wasn't all sad.
Right. My snack is nowhere near as fun. But I haven't. Do you like Triscuits? I also really like Triscuits, but I don't eat them often because I eat the whole box at one time.
Yeah, that's really a problem.
Yeah, I cannot stop them, and they're so unhealthy, like, especially when you eat that many of them.
Right.
But I did it this weekend, and it's fine. You don't have to guilt me about it because I already guilted myself enough. But I did eat a whole box of the Triscuit avocado, cilantro, and lime flavored.
Those ones are good.
They're so good.
Delicious. Yeah.
So Triscuits are my rating this week.
Just stepping back to Triscuits really quick, though. I will not shame you about it because I, too, have eaten boxes of Triscuits in my life. So I really like the plain Jane sea salt black pepper ones. I think they're great. But for a while, they had...
The look on your face is so... You're just pissed.
I cannot fucking remember. Why? Okay. Welcome back. So, so there is one that they discontinued that I saw in the store, and I was like, that doesn't look like a very good flavor. And then I bought it, and I tried it, and I was like, holy fuck, these are delicious. And by the time I caught up to this is really good, I think they were already just letting them go off the shelves as they were, because, but the rye ones were fantastic.
I don't think I ever even saw those.
Yeah, like, I don't remember when they came out, but according to the internet, it was a fan favorite.
So why would they get rid of it?
I don't know. But now that I know that I wasn't the only one, because I just thought it was just me eating the rye ones, and that's why they were discontinued. But now that I know that there were other people who were like, yeah, the rye ones are delicious, we must unite.
Triscuit, you will rue the day.
Bring back rye.
You will rye the day?
You will rye the day.
Oh, goodness.
Can I change mine to rye Triscuits?
Yeah, of course. I will allow it.
And you are doing what kind of Triscuits?
Avocado, cilantro, and lime.
Okay. Yes.
Good mix.
Okay.
All right. Now you can tell me all about your books.
Oh, okay. Yay! I have 2 books this week. Okay, so I will do this one first. Okay. It is called Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez. And I listened to it. It is a romance, and it is number 2 in the Part of Your World series.
Yes.
So if you haven't listened, I did review number 1 a couple weeks ago. And I had thoughts on that one. The reason I listened to this one is because the girl who this book is about was way more interesting than the girl from book 1. So I was like, hell yeah, I want to hear this girl's story.
So it's a new couple.
It's a new couple.
Okay.
So Brianna is a doctor whose life is spiraling out of control.
Okay.
She's at the tail end of her divorce, and her brother needs a kidney, like yesterday.
Wow, okay.
Okay. The only good thing that she has going on right now is there's a promotion open, and she's a shoo-in.
Okay.
But that is until Jacob shows up. And management...
Bitch.
Management decides that they want to wait on the promotion so Jacob can get his feet under him. Yep.
This seems like... okay.
Yep. So, because of all of that, she's ready to hate him.
Yeah, of course.
Right? Everybody hated him at the beginning of the book. For that and, some other things.
Okay.
But then he writes her an apology letter. And it's a good one.
Okay.
And suddenly they're pen pals.
Oh, so you loved it.
I did.
So he wrote her a letter to apologize for the fact that they wanted to, wait for him.
No, there's another reason.
Okay, there's other reasons.
But I don't think he...
Don't tell us.
Yeah, I don't think he realizes about the job thing until later.
Oh, I see. All right.
Right. So he writes her a nice note, and they start being pen pals, and Jacob is doing really nice things for her, like donating a kidney for her brother. And
damn.
I know, but as great as Jacob is, Brianna is just not sure she's ready for love again. Did I ruin the book?
No, but bro, he wrote you a love letter and gave his kidney away.
I know. Okay. So, triggers first, just so I can get it out of the way. Divorce, cheating, depression, anxiety. I think those are the only mental health issues that there are that I remembered. But there is also the mention of pregnancy loss and suicide.
All right.
Okay. So, the first half of this book is great. Okay. I loved it. The first half of this book gets basically 5 stars.
Okay.
Everybody who's been listening to this for a while knows that I love apostoli. No, that's something else. Apostolary. I love epistolary themes in my books. Mm-hmm.
Which means letters.
Not pasta. Yes. My brain was thinking pasta. So, yes, I had to throw that in there because one of our listeners, she told me what it was.
Yeah, told us what the word for it was.
Right. So, yes, I love love notes and romances. It's one of my favorite things. They're basically auto reads for me. So like I said, I love the first half of this book. Pretty much 5 out of 5 stars. Jacob is a cinnamon roll. I love him. They vibe well together. They seem to really understand each other's quirks, and they communicate really well. And then the book does a 180. About halfway through, the book it stops being a 5-star book, in my opinion. 2 reasons.
Miscommunication?
Yes.
Okay.
My 2 least favorite tropes. The first one being miscommunication, and the second one being accidental pregnancy.
No, fuck off.
I know, yeah. So the miscommunication trope, if it was just like 3 or 4 pages, maybe a chapter, I would have got over it because of the first half of the book. Sure. But it actually goes on for a really long time.
That's really unfortunate.
Yeah, and I didn't like that part. So I don't want to say I forced myself through it, but I read it in the hopes that it would come back up to a 5-star book. And I don't think it ever did that. So
why? First, miscommunication trope, I feel like sometimes I can get over it. Unplanned pregnancy, I feel like, is one of those tropes that I'm out. Like,
it's
why?
Definitely not my favorite.
No.
So
how did it end then for you? Like, how many points did it go away? How many stars did you take away?
I ended up with 3.5.
Okay.
But I would round down to 3.
No.
Right, Triscuits.
Wow.
I know.
She really took away in that second half.
I know. All of the high that I was feeling for the first half of the book went away for the second half of the book, so.
How unfortunate. Oh, yes. Man. Okay.
But as a side note, our friend Hannah read it as well.
Okay.
She rated it 4 stars.
Okay.
So she liked it. So It's me. Guys, it's me.
No, I still feel like it's probably like a there's things that you don't like more than other people don't like.
I agree. Okay. So the second book I have to talk about is called Certain Dark Things. It's by Silvia Moreno-Garcia.
Okay.
I listened to it. It is a fantasy dystopian noir.
Okay.
A lot of words there. Mexico City is dark, dangerous, and not a great place to be. But at least there's no vampires.
That we know of?
Yeah. So Okay, so this is where Domingo lives as a garbage collector, and he's pretty content with his life until he meets Atoll, and his life turns upside down. Atoll is the descendant of an Aztec blood drinker, and she is on the run from rival gang members. So,
wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
There's a lot going on in this book.
Yes.
Yeah, so while at first she doesn't want Domingo's help, she does need it. So they end up spending a lot of time together, and slowly she finds herself not hating him.
Okay.
I would never say it goes into the realm of like, but she definitely does not hate him.
All right.
But it's
Can
not...
I ask,
Yes.
Is an Aztec blood drinker a vampire?
Yes.
Okay.
In this book she is.
Okay. They're just called Aztec blood drinkers.
Yes. She also has other abilities, which I can get into later.
Okay.
So,
Sorry.
Okay, no worries. So it's not just rival gang members that she's up against. There's also cops who will kill any vampires they find in the city. There's crime bosses who will kill any vampire they find in the city. Yeah. And so the question is, can they both escape with their lives?
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so the Aztec blood drinkers, them being vampires, she uses the Aztec culture to make that line towards them also being vampires. It is one of the things that I liked about the book, is it wasn't just shiny vampires.
Don't like the sparkles.
I love the sparkles.
I know.
But there was a whole bunch of different types of vampires, and it wasn't just like the regular like Dracula kind of stuff.
Sure. Okay.
There's a lot of stuff pulled from like historical figures and stuff like that. So
all right.
Another pro to the book is there's a dog in there that I really like.
Hey, puppy.
And he's genetically modified. That's all I'm gonna tell you, but it's super cute.
Okay.
Or cool. I don't know if it's cute. I would get it done for Remy if I knew it didn't hurt him.
Okay.
I would do it to Remy.
Fair.
And then the narrator is really good.
Is that the end?
That's the end of my pro list.
Positive. All right.
I did really like the vampires. I can't overstate that enough. I liked all the vampires. I liked the representation of all the vampires, the different types, how they were all explained and stuff like that. But I didn't really like how many POVs there were. There's 5 of them. And when you only have one narrator, there's not that much deflection into the different voices. Like, I was just kind of like, there's some kind of a lot going on, but it's not like, it is delineated, right? It's not like you're in the book, like, who's talking?
Ooh, right.
You know, so, but out of all 5 POVs and all the characters, I was not really a fan of any of them.
Oh, no.
I just found all the characters, I don't want to say unlikable, because I don't know if that was the intent, because it's like a noir, and I'm not a noir.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
But, like, all of the characters were just, I just didn't connect with any of them. They weren't really, like, they're not really likable.
Dang it. Okay.
So, I understand that, this is my side tangent, I understand that in books you have to have bad guys, and it's okay to hate bad guys, and this book still can be great with a bad guy. It wasn't that. It was just, I didn't connect to any of them, and they were all kind of lame.
That's wild for there to be 5 leads, and you didn't connect with any of them.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I liked the story enough to stick it out because it was still a really interesting story, but like if all 5 of them would have died at the end, I would have been like, meh,
Okay.
what an interesting book. Close. So just as a side note, this book was originally published in 2016. Okay. And it went out of print. And then I think in 2021 they reprinted it with a new cover, and the new cover is actually what caught my eye.
Oh, interesting.
I was in Barnes & Noble, and I saw the cover, like, a couple things away, and I walked over, and I picked it up, and I looked at the back, and I was like, yeah, this doesn't really interest me, and I put it down. And I walked out and I left, and then a couple weeks later, I saw it in the Audible app, and I was like, fuck it.
The universe was telling you that it was time to read it. Mm-hmm. Okay.
So this one also got 3 rye Triscuits.
Okay. Dang it. Well, that's still not, I mean, it's not terrible, but it's still all right. Okay, well, I have one book for you today. It was a sister book club, and it's called The Hanging of Hettie, Gale by Tess Burnett, and I read it on Kindle Unlimited. I think it's still Kindle Unlimited, so go look. And it's historical mystery paranormal. Yeah, so a little different of a genre.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you the trigger warnings up front.
Okay.
They are incest, gang rape, sexual abuse, thoughts of pedophilia, and child death.
What?
This book goes fucking hard and had no idea.
Okay, that was going to be like, are the trigger warnings like in the description? So you didn't know until you opened this book?
I feel like it's probably in the description somewhere. Like, I must have pulled that list from something, but maybe I didn't see it. I don't know. Like, literally, because I'll tell you, the very first chapter is all about. It's kind of a spoiler, but it's the first chapter. So honestly, like, whatever. Hettie's father is molesting her. And so she's, how old is she? I don't know, 16 or something, 15? I can't remember exactly how old she is, and I had to reread it, like, is what I think is happening? Like,
right.
It was very, like just immediate.
Like, yeah, like you just walked into it right away. No.
Yes, it's the first thing that happens. And so I was like, well, I guess I know where I'm going with this book. Like,
yeah, like you probably got to the end of that and you were like, all right, worst part is over.
Yes. So for the most part, like I will say the first chapter is where all the like incest conversation is happening. You don't get that anymore. So, it only goes up from there. No, it doesn't. It doesn't go up from there. I lied to you. Okay, let me tell you what the book is about.
Okay.
Maybe. All right. So we have, the book is told in 2 timelines. So Hettie Gale is in the 1700s and Alice is present day. Both timelines are set in the same place called the Moor, which is just outside of London. So, back in the 1700s, Hettie had a life that really wasn't great. She was abused by her father. She basically was like all but abandoned by her family when she, quote unquote, falls pregnant. And basically must learn to raise her son on her own. So, once she falls pregnant, they kick her out. And they don't tell anybody how she got pregnant, but obviously now she's in the 1700s and she's a teenager with an unwed pregnancy, right?
Right.
So one day she is attacked and the men who attack her lie about it. And so she's ultimately sentenced to death after this attack.
Okay.
Yes. So something happens within the attack.
Okay.
That makes it to where, like, somebody is at fault. But because the men lie about attacking her, it makes it look like it's her fault and not their fault.
Okay.
So, obviously, it's the 1700s of it all. women basically had no say in anything. So in present day, Alice receives word that her cousin has gone missing from her cottage in the moor, where Alice spent many of her summers growing up. One of the summers was spent there with her cousin, so whatever. She wants to help find her, and so she leaves London to go spend some time out at this cottage at the moor to kind of see what she can do to help, like look around for her, try to find any clues within the cottage, like all that kind of stuff. So while she's there, she becomes fascinated with the story of Miss Young Hettie Gale. She starts researching the story more and more. And while she's doing all of this research, she ends up finding some journals that are written by the women of the area between the 17 and 1800s. So people that were living in and around Hettie and knew her. So the journals actually end up revealing some of the connections between some other mysterious disappearances that have happened over the years there that could potentially link back to Alice's cousin's disappearance. So the last line I'll leave you with is the ghost of Hettie seeking justice, and can Alice figure it out in time? So I kind of liked this book.
I think I can guess which part you didn't like.
Definitely. So it's a slow burn mystery, which, okay, it's fine, but because of that, it did take me a long time to get into it, and I don't think that I ever actually fully got there. Like, by the time it's revealed what's happening, I was just kind of like, okay, I guess that makes sense, and I just never, like, fully jumped in. I didn't really care about any of the present day characters. Like, I didn't connect to any of them. Hettie was interesting. I liked her pieces of it, like especially early on, not the incest part obviously, but like early on in the story before it gets to the part where we're like figuring out what's happening at the end. All of the things that she kind of like goes through and how she tells her story and stuff, I really enjoyed. There are some journal entries, obviously, like I said, she finds the journals and whatever. I mostly skimmed them. The thing that happened, though, was like you would read the journal entry and it was immediately followed by a paragraph of Alice saying what she figured out by reading the letter. So, like, let's, for example, say in the journal entry, the person is talking about Hettie being found guilty or whatever, right? And so it's like 2 pages of journal entry, and she's talking about like what happens at the trial and blah, 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 blah. And then you get to the next paragraph and it's Alice being like, oh, Hettie was in the trial and these people were there and this is whatever. So I was like, why did I read the whole fucking 2 pages of journal entry just for Alice to summarize it?
Right, so you can just read all the summarizations.
Yeah, so like I would skim them, but for the most part, like I did not read all the journal entries. The romance in this book was fucking terrible. The fact that
there is romance in this book is throwing me.
I feel like she had to do something to bring in some like levity to it, but it didn't work. So the romance is in the present time, and it's a man who's helping Alice. The man is 36, and I literally had to keep reminding myself that this man was 36 because he was acting like a fucking 20-year-old.
Oh.
Like, yes, like if you're gonna make the person 36 years old in your book, make him act like a 36. Like he's almost 40. Don't give him these little like high school bullshit like you didn't talk to me or whatever. I don't remember exactly what it was, but ultimately I know that like I did not like that. I didn't like the romance. I didn't like how he treated her. I didn't like how at no point in this book did I get to a point where I was like, oh, they're so cute, I want them to be together. At the end I was like, no, fuck them.
Split.
Yeah, yes. So, I struggled. I ended up rating it a 3 Triscuits, but I think it could be like a 2.5 rounded up to 3. I don't know. My sister felt almost exactly the same as me. I want to say that I went with 2.5 first, and then I ended up rounding it to 3 after I talked to her about it. Because usually what happens is we like talk through things, and then like some things make more sense as to like why something happened the way it happened. So I'm gonna stick with 3, I think, but like I'm not
3.
A soft 3, and not one that I'm running out and being like, "It's sure you should read this, or you could read this." I'm not recommending this book to anyone.
All right, cool.
So it is on Kindle Unlimited, so if you do choose to read it, it's free at least.
Right. So when you first brought it up and you're like, oh, it's like a historical paranormal. I love paranormal books, you know, for the most part. And I love history books.
Right.
So like, and then you lost me.
I did, immediately. So I actually didn't know that it was a paranormal. I thought it was like a historical fiction.
Okay.
I did not know there was any fantasy element to it at all going in. So that was a interesting thing. So yeah, that is that. I have no other words for it, and the end.
It doesn't need more words.
No, it does not. Well, that is all.
Okay.
You're welcome. I do have something. We have something. I don't have something. We collectively.
Is this a surprise? Oh no, I know about
Not
this.
For
Yay!
You. We're doing a giveaway.
Yay!
So we are going to give away Sleep Like Death by Kalynn. Bayron, I think is her name. And we've got both the Owl Crate version and the Fairy Loot version that we're going to give away. So this part is a surprise to you. We are going to give our podcast listeners a little bit of an edge. So if you email us by going to saveofthestorypod.com and doing the contact form there, there will also be a link in the description below, so you can just email us directly there, or saveofthestorypod@gmail.com. Just make sure you put giveaway in the thing.
Yeah.
And let us know which version that you want. And if you are the first one to claim that version, you will get that version. But only for 2 weeks. So until June, I already lost it.
29th.
June 29th. So if nobody claims from our listeners by June 29th, then it's going to go up on Instagram and TikTok. And the rules will be different there. But for the next 2 weeks, if you want one of these copies, email us. All right. Well, thanks for listening. Don't forget to enter into the giveaway and check all of our things, all of our websites and our socials and like everything. Look at all the hard work I'm doing.
I know.
And then Save the Story Pod everywhere. SaveTheStoryPod.com. Go to those places. Thank you for listening to us.
And please come back.
Bye.
Bye. Get out of here.